Hi friends, it's Chris. I wanted to pop on today and talk about the platter from the universe. And this is something that I've just kind of come up with on my own in working with my private mentorship clients, in working we did a goddess camp last year, working in that divine energy, divine feminine energy. And this is a phrase and an idea, a concept I've come up with to help understand how the practice of Kundalini really impacts us and our perception. So imagine you are at a fancy ball and you have all of the butlers and the wait staff and helpers carrying around platters of fancy food, right? Like, so they have these beautiful gold platters filled with whatever you want, right? Fill in the blank. And they offer these, they are walking around there and they offer it to you. And so sometimes you're so engrossed in what you're doing and dancing or having a conversation that you don't even see them offer it to you, right? That's a lot of times where we are in our world. And so we're so in our head and we're so in our to-dos and the stress and the anxiety and the running that we don't even see the universe passing us or showing us this platter, right? And then sometimes as you're in this fancy ball, this platter comes up, the universe holds this platter and you're like, oh, look at that. And you see one thing, maybe it's this giant piece of chocolate or whatever the case may be, right? And you're like, oh, that looks good. And so sometimes that happens because we pop out of our own blinders and realize, oh, look at that over there, that looks cool. Or look what that person's doing, I want to feel that way, I want to do that, right? And so we come out of our own world and we start to see a bigger picture. And then sometimes the universe comes up to us with that fancy platter and says, would you like one of these? And there's all sorts of choices. And then we get the opportunity to say, wow, do I want chocolate? Do I want something salty? Do I want a drink? What do I want? Look at all of those options. And the more we practice pausing to look at what's on that platter offered from the universe, we get to see more and more options. And so this analogy is beautiful because at a party and waiters come over, they're not going to have their feelings hurt if you don't take the food, right? Like, it's simply like, would you like this? Okay, I'm moving on, right? Would you like this? Okay, I'm moving on. And they come back time and time again. And the universe is just like that. The universe is constantly standing there with this platter of beautiful opportunities and beautiful options that it is always offering you. The practice of Kundalini gives us the opportunity to stop and look at that platter and realize there's more than just this one piece of chocolate. There's all of these different options. And every time we step into a practice of Kundalini, we are turning towards that platter being offered by the universe. And the more we do that practice, the more we see the different opportunities put on this platter for us. And the universe is just like that waiter that's sitting there like, would you like this? Okay, that's fine. It doesn't need you to do anything. It will always be there. You can take as much time deciding and picking and choosing. You can say, no, thank you, I'm not ready. You can say, yeah, I want it all. And the universe is going to say, okay, here you go, right? And so that is why one of the reasons I love Kundalini is because it gives us that perspective. And I love this story, this analogy that I've come up with, because it gives us that understanding that, you know, the universe isn't pushing us in one direction. The universe is supporting us as we move forward. The universe always has our back, and the universe always wants what's best for us. We decide what's best for us. And that's super powerful, right? We decide what's best for us. So I could go on and on about this, but I'm not. I'm going to be done. If you want to join me on March 2nd, I have a workshop, a day-long workshop in Central Michigan, surrounding areas. Come join me. Even if you're down in Ohio, come join me. If you're over in Chicago, in Illinois, come join me. It's going to be all about Kundalini and the bliss body. So here we are. We're going to dive deep into all of the goodies that are on this platter offered by the universe. And we are going to get to decide and savor and enjoy whatever we choose to take from that platter. So I'll put the registration link in the description and the comments. I would love for you to join me, but if nothing else, take a moment and shift your perspective a little bit. what is the universe offering me right now? What is on that platter that I haven't even seen before this moment? What else is there that I might like? Have fun with that. Sat Nam, my friends.